And welcome back to Straight Talk. You know, it comes like we're talking about the public inquiry. It's hard because what do you do? And that's, we talked about it for other things, the council, the police. I mean, everybody still has a board somewhere, but what if the board's not doing their job? Then what do you do? There's nobody to oversee any of that. So that's some of the things that we have to address, I guess.
I could make, if not an inquiry, you know what, Mike? How about call a annual meeting? How about, you know what, Sheldon Harvey wrote a piece there that I read, okay, about a suggestion that he had made to the board when he was still there about having regular meetings with the community, set up meetings like to get feedback from the community on programming, where things are going. But it was never responded to. You know what? Louis Stacy, I want to get back to him just for a second, okay? Because he talked about going to the community meeting and appealing to people to come on and see, and nobody came. And I said to him, and because it was specifically phrased within the context of the release of financial documents that Brian mentioned in his letter. And I said to him, I said, Louis, does the board have the right to release those documents? Yes. Does the board have the right to have to say there's going to be an annual meeting? Right. Okay. Then what do you need to consult people? What do you need to ask people for? Do it. So the board could, at this point, it might be a good show of some good faith, is to address the community in a meaningful way. Sort out this other thing separately about these funds, he said, she said, and everything else. But don't ignore the fact that, and it is a fact, that much is a fact, is that there's a lot of smoke. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of issues that should be addressed, as Steve Bonspiel pointed out in his editorial.
And somebody should take it to task. I mean, you know what? I said to them that I think it's the timing. The timing is always either a good thing or it's a bad thing. And what I meant by the timing is that the information that came out that they're soliciting, maybe not them, but the radio station was soliciting individuals.
There was a board member who
pay salaries for 2 years for one of the
at the time undisclosed,
but they confirmed it was for Ted Bird. So, and then one of the individuals said that, well, I'm not going to give you, $10,000-$20,000 for the next 2 years to pay a salary for somebody that's not from our community, and you're going to get rid of 4 or 5 people from our community. Ain't going to happen. They said it wasn't exactly that way, but it's the timing and it's what the community sees and what's out there. I'll leave it at that, because maybe that they're going to have a comment about it in the paper this coming week. I don't know, but we'll be talking about it probably again, because we're still talking about it and it's a couple of weeks after. One of the other problems is in regards to some of the inquiries too, is that why can Mohawk Council and or Dewiduni be allowed to get a project this big, the windmill, and not have any input from the community?
Well, okay, let me tackle that. And this is the official position, I think. Okay, is that that Dewiduni is the body that has been empowered by the community through the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake, and is empowered with investing resources from the community into economic development projects for own source revenues. This is one such project. So they have been empowered to do that. So this is not a requirement that the community has any say over it. Does that mean that the community can't ask questions and demand answers? And you could answer, where are you getting $64 million for?
At the end of the day, they're going to say, look, we're going to do it. It's none of your goddamn business, and then just shut up. The problem here is that we don't agree with it as a community. I mean, some people may.
I don't know. We don't know.
Some people may, but I mean, you talk to people and they're like, that's bull. It shouldn't happen. But more so, they're going to Napierville, and that community don't agree with it.
Apparently, so says the Montreal Gazette.
If
So
so-
says the mayor of Napierville.
If some other
Yeah.
community decided they wanted to make a wind farm in Ganawage, like we would be going crazy.
Yeah, you believe that?
Well, if they came in here and said, you know what, we spoke to the Mohawk Council and we're putting up these gigantic wind generating towers.
So it's our turn. We're paying them back for putting up the tower lines. We're going in other communities and we're gonna screw them.
So the mayor of Napierville, am I saying it wrong? I don't know. I was just saying, I want to play and say Neighborville. It says that Ganawage is not good Neighborville because they never even said a by your leave. Can we sit down and discuss this?
So we have to go and convince them now that it's a good thing.
Well, who
We
has to
haven't even
convince them?
convinced this community that it's a good thing, but we're gonna go and convince another community that it's a good thing for them.
Let me ask you something. All three of us, okay? Are we all gonna pile into your truck and go and convince them?
No, but
Is it in our hearts to do that?
somebody probably from Dewa and obviously somebody from the council has to go and hold somebody's hand.
But you would think, and here's another question.
What are they
You would
offering
think-
them?
No, but here's a basic question. You would think that somebody would have covered that freaking ground. But it said, yeah, we're gonna plop down these giant things like from War of the Worlds in this town and supposedly make $2 million in 20
I bet you they'll
years.
give them 10 so they can put it there.
But you never asked them.
We don't have to. We're just moving in. Damn it.
Are they part of the scenery claim? Look, seriously though. I mean, but it goes to people look at and they raise that eyebrow and they say, what are they doing now? Okay, where are they getting that 64 million from? You can't get that kind of money to fund the library. You know how much dividend, because that's not business. You know,
I was laughing
All
at
that
John
stuff.
D came on Chiefs Uncut and said that, come and ask questions because the media is not giving proper information. John D, I don't know about that. Who was it? Kyle
But that's why-
DeLille came on and said that it was going to be $60 million, $70 million. Mike DeLille came on and said that it was going to be $50, $60 million. So the information that we're getting is directly from them.
Well, it's
so
like-
how
it's
can
like-
we be giving wrong information when their own people are going on saying that this is how much it is?
Can we go back in time? It's like Highway 30. Is it a handshake deal? Is it a gentleman's agreement? Oh no, did we have emails? Okay, so please somebody, and that's the birth of the Mohawk Council's communications team. And that's how you end up with the name like Wedogan, because they were concerned at the time, it was only the Eastern Door and K103, and they wanted to have control of the message. Okay, and so that's really, it depends on how you read it. We will inform you.
How do we go from windmills to the message?
Well,
I
you
just
brought it
find
up.
it ironic how earlier we were talking about K103 and apparently they have no money and like it's almost a situation with every organization in town. Like everyone needs money, but
That's my point.
People get
We can
letters,
scrounge up
people
$62
get letters who
million.
get money from organizations in town that say, don't make a habit of this, you need to find your own money.
And that's my point. How, you know what, we can go and secure $60, $70 million loan for a project that we don't know is gonna work with non-native partners that we don't know who they are. They say they do, but you know what? Look at our MIT partners, where are they? They move their business offshore, so. You know, what do we do in a situation like that? It's not in our community, again.
you mentioned earlier about Chief John D. Delormier about how he said you could just ask questions. And I'm pretty sure someone at K103 said that too. You know, everyone's always saying, you know, just ask questions. But what I'm concerned about, am I going to get a straight answer when I ask these questions? Or am I going to get, like, the runaround?
According to him, a lot of
That's
people
an
are
excellent
gonna get
point.
jobs. John D said a lot of people are gonna get jobs.
But from the windmill, that's what he said, but other people are saying, you know what, at best, that's 3-man job, 1 per shift. I mean, that's, okay, but the point is we don't know, do we? What's this, you know?
I think I read somewhere that it would create more jobs for the construction and the building of it, but for the actual, like, maintenance and once they're up and ready, that it would be like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, part of it's like the casino. Remember the casino? They said, well, we won't have jobs there, you know, just broom sweepers. And one of the things I said at the time when I was supporting that, it was like, what do you care if you don't ever get a job? If it generates a gazillion dollars that allows you to say to the government, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but we're getting 2 million, right?
2 million over, but it costs $64 million. Somebody works the math out for me. Okay, maybe I don't get it. Okay, that's the theme for the week is what you don't get, or do we get it? Okay, but there are people here who can get numbers. Make those numbers available. How about that?
Well, another interesting show. We're going to be covering topics, the topics that we covered today. We can throw in Crash once in a while on his progression.
I want to hear about Crash.
But
Well, you'll just have to stay tuned then.
you've been watching Straight Talk. If you have any questions or comments surrounding this show or any of our shows, you can email us at mohawktv@hotmail.com or michaelstocksenior@hotmail.com or call us at 450-632-6397. Have a good evening
Y'all go.
and an afternoon.
Oh no.